Okay, now for major commanders and leaders in the South. First, we have Jefferson Davis. Jefferson Davis is the president of the Confederacy for the entirety of the war. He's not considered a generally successful president. He refuses to delegate his responsibilities to others, and so tends to kind of hold on to a little bit too much power. He was kind of unpopular in the South, and he held on to feuds for a very, very long time. So he makes a lot of enemies along the way. And during the war, everything is focused on the war effort. And so he kind of neglects civil matters in the South while he's focusing so much on the war. And as we'll see, come at the end of the war, he starts to make some bad decisions that end up leading the South down a path towards their ultimate loss in the Civil War. Next, we have the main general of the Confederacy, and that is Robert E. Lee. He was actually initially asked to become the main general of the Union Army, and he hesitates until Virginia secedes from the Union. He's from Virginia, and he said that he cannot fight against his state, and so he ends up leaving with Virginia and then becoming the lead general for the South Confederacy. He does not actually want to secede, but he remains loyal to his home state of Virginia when they secede. He's considered a pretty good tactician and a very aggressive general, but he loses a lot of soldiers along the way. And as we'll see, the South just doesn't have as many soldiers to put out in the field. And ultimately, he's going to lose against Grant's tactics, where Grant kind of figures out how he works and manages to combat him. Next, we have Stonewall Jackson. Stonewall Jackson is one of Lee's best commanders. He comes up a few different times, starting in the First Battle of Bull Run. Stonewall Jackson is just known for being a really solid commander who refuses to flee from the battle. That's actually how he gets his nickname, Stonewall. And then Nathan Bedford Forrest is the other Southern commander that we're going to talk about. He was a commander in the West. He's going to face Grant pretty early on, and he was one who, when he captured a group of soldiers, he ended up massacring unarmed Black Union soldiers, which gives him a pretty bad name in the North and even a little bit in the South. He's known for being pretty ruthless, and he later goes on to start the KKK after the end of the Civil War. So he's known for being extremely racist, and for being very ardently against the North and the abolitionist cause, willing to do anything to keep that from happening.